Evening, Ron.
Hi, Richard. How you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
Good, good, good.
You're looking very relaxed tonight.
Yeah, third glass of wine.
Oh, there you go. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah, I wish. Actually, I spent 2 hours on the phone, most of it um, on hold with Manulife, trying to figure out this new advisor portal that's there to supposedly help us.
Yeah.
Well, I can't
They're
see.
all supposed to help us.
Yeah, well, I can't see the 5 cases I'm working on. Yeah.
Guys,
Good evening.
Boss.
how's it going?
Well, we're
I
getting.
feel like this is a bit of deja vu. We're back to last night.
Yeah,
What was last night?
DLT.
Was that
that was
last night?
Monday. Monday.
That's just the way my week's been going, Beth.
Well, that's you're tricking me there. I'm thinking,
I
really?
was gonna say, last night I had youth exchange, so
How'd that go?
good.
As my wife says, that's with a high voice. You said that with a high voice, which means you're lying.
No, it was my first meeting, so
Hello, Sonia.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Good.
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 Mrs. Shulgin.
You don't even have it right.
You told me it was Shulgin.
How do
I told you
pronounce-
Chulgin. Chulgin.
Children.
Chul.
Is there some vowels or letters missing there in that pronunciation?
Shulgin.
Shulgin.
Jeez.
Shulgin.
I got Shakar Metha down.
Shake.
Good. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Oh. So, Bob, any word on the global grants? No? You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Still on mute, Bob.
That's a 2021 phrase. You're on mute.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. 20, yeah, exactly. No, nothing new. I've been working away at it, but I haven't heard anything new.
Have you checked in the last day or two, see if it's been approved or not?
No, I haven't.
Let me check it now.
Are you gonna? Okay, go ahead. I didn't hear from Steve today. I was hoping to.
Yeah.
Ron, nice
I spoke
haircut.
to Steve today.
Thank you.
Did
My
you?
barber had a cancellation and I was able to sneak in at 1 o'clock today.
Uh-oh.
Easiest way to lose 5 pounds.
So,
I gave up a haircut tonight to be here.
Wow.
That gives new meaning to service above self.
There
I
you
guess
go.
It does.
There you go. Yeah.
I gave up staying at the pharmacy late just to be here.
I think that's kind of a good thing for you.
Mhm.
We
Because
saved you.
I can't drink wine at the pharmacy.
That's a good thing.
Different kind of medication.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So Mark, I hope this thing works. Charles had the breakout room set up from the first session. They're all still there. So I'm hoping that when we go to breakout that we'll get the 5 rooms sorted out correctly.
And
mean,
Ron,
worst
did you
case-
see the email from Mary Lou that came in about 15
minutes.
minutes ago?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, you should have a look at it
Okay.
before we get started.
Yeah.
Rob, Virginia's going to be joining us too, and I'm
Is she?
going to ask if there's any questions after. So
Yeah.
if I can't field the questions, I had talked to Virginia because you two are both seasoned on membership. So I'm hoping that you guys will jump up and help me out, please.
We'll see. Yeah.
Thank
I don't
you.
have an email from Mary Lou. Was I on it?
Yeah.
I think
Let
it
me
was.
find- Let me find it. And
Hello,
send it.
Yosef.
Hello.
Yeah, did you
Everyone.
get the 14 new slides for Sonia?
Yep,
14.
you sent me the second email.
There was, Joseph, there was only like 13 and a half. There wasn't quite 14. He's such a,
Are you
That's
still-
okay. Bob Wallace says 29. He has 30 seconds a slide.
Hmm. A lot.
yeah.
Bob, 17 out of 18 people have authorized, except for,
The one,
yeah, foundation chair.
Okay, Ron, I just sent it to you.
Thank you.
I spoke to Steve today and he said that, let's just say some rather descriptive documentation was sent to the trustee board at the foundation from that district, trying to get some movement.
So, sorry, who said who? Like, did the?
From
who said-
within that district, there's been an email. They've got a number of issues. They've outlined the nature of some of those issues with the trustees, is my understanding.
When you
in
say the
order
trust,
to
are you
try-
talking about just the foundation chair?
Yes,
So is there any reason why?
I gather it's a struggle between the district governor and the grants chair.
and
Is
they've
there any-
addressed, they've
And
addressed
they're
this with the
trying- they're
Rotary
trying to
trustees.
address it through the trustees of the foundation.
Okay,
I see, okay, so the RI Foundation trustees are
so,
trying to address it.
so we have our
Yes.
directors. Brenda is one of our trustees in our area. So we can pursue that.
I don't know why the district governor doesn't go in and put somebody else in there as a foundation chair.
That's what I told Steve, yeah.
Like who is this guy? Like he's 17 other people from I don't know how many, 10 other districts. And this one guy is taking a stand.
And thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that are needed for these children.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I say he's fired.
I agree. No mincing of words there, is there?
Well, I mean, it really isn't something that it is a big deal, you know?
It is, yeah.
it is a big deal. And I don't see that anything we do is, I'm not bigger than anything that we're doing, is my attitude. And
Yeah.
if the group agrees on something, then we all agree.
Yeah. You know, why didn't he state his objection in the first place? I mean, it's been going on now for 5 or
And
6 months.
that district isn't even giving any DDF.
Ron,
You're
are you
kidding me.
admitting people?
Jeez.
Or do you want me to
Yeah,
do?
but you can go ahead. That's okay.
Okay. I didn't know if you want me to, I will.
We've had a lot of time on the phone, Mark.
I can, yeah, you sound like you get some good details there. Just so it sounds like,
I've got to be careful in what I say sometimes.
yeah.
Yes, we all have to do that.
Hello, Darren from Port Perry up on the rib.
Hi, Darren.
Hi
Hi,
there.
Do
Darren.
music.
Darren looks
There-
tired. He got more snow up there.
Yeah.
There we go. Hi. That works better.
Did you guys get snow today?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
Last night.
I got nothing today.
No,
I got a
not
foot.
today.
Nothing.
Wow. Yeah, I got a foot of snow up here.
They were talking about it, but no, it was nothing.
Yeah, we want lots of fresh snow for tomorrow. We got our lift ticket for Brimacombe on Friday night.
Oh, do
Is
you?
that
Oh,
open?
excellent.
I think the snow tomorrow is supposed to be concentrated out the west end of the city again,
Mm.
down by the lake.
Well, excuse me for a minute. I have to go get dressed for my performance shortly.
Oh,
I didn't know there was a dress requirement.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either, so.
Didn't get that email.
Hi,
neither
Kimberly.
one.
How you doing?
Thank you.
Hi, Kim.
And Brenda.
Hi,
Brenda.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, I don't dare put my Toronto jacket on because they suck so bad.
Oh, gosh.
I was actually at the Blues game, I don't know, 10 years ago when they were up 5-1 and they managed to lose it 6-5 in the third period. I
Is
was
that
actually
right?
I was in the company box for that game.
Mm.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Well, that was a colossal collapse.
Yeah.
They're just getting-
TFU,
What's that?
a TFU.
Yes.
What's TFU?
Don't you want to know?
Total.
Oh, yes, okay.
Total.
Got it.
Hi, Virginia.
Foo bar.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Virginia.
Isn't it a snafu though for the Leafs?
Actually, they have a pretty good team this year. So I think they just got a little bit too big-headed on the other night and didn't focus on finishing off the game.
We'll see tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure they got blasted by the coach, and
Wow.
I'm sure there'll be a change tonight.
So Ron, we're 6 minutes to showtime. We got people waiting in the waiting room?
5, 8, 12.
We're letting them in as they come.
Yep.
Okay.
So are you just checking to see if I was paying attention?
No.
Only got 16 so far.
Well, Yosef's on it.
We got 3 more coming out.
Good.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, Dad. So I haven't read your email yet. I will. Looks like it's some good stuff in there.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So who's the property manager?
That's I'm at a condo, and
Yeah.
that's our property manager's Zoom account that I'm using.
There's Miss Nisi and Linda. Sir Courtney, I saw you this morning.
Sir Courtney from like plus 20 territory.
And you're still on mute.
All right, nice faces. Night, everyone from sunny TNT.
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
You
I
just
heard
come
you
on to
bragging-
these
I heard
meetings,
you
Greg,
bragging
and
already
rub it
today.
in, don't you?
Oh, every day I'm going to be rubbing it in.
You look awfully familiar. Who exactly are you?
I love the Sir Courtney label. You put the Sir Courtney in.
Sir Courtney of Trinidad, right?
Yes.
Yes. The best place to be this time of the year.
So tell me about this North York club that is being twinned with an all-female club. What's that all about? And how did you get involved in
Well,
that?
this is true history. In Trinidad, the first Rotary Club is the Rotary Club of Port of Spain. And in the tradition, it's an all-males club. And 32 years ago, so when they introduced women in the club, the women decided to join. And the husband says, no, we're going to keep this an all-males club. And they created the club for the wives, which is the Rotary Club of Maraval, and it's an all-females club, all-women's club, and a powerful club.
Excellent.
And how did you get involved with them?
Because when I come down, I know the husbands, and I get invited. As an expat, you come home, they invite you, they want to see what they're doing, and they treat you. Rotary in the islands is different than Rotary in Canada. They know how to make fellowship.
Yes, well, that's part of the islands, isn't it?
Yep. Everything is a eat and a drink and a socialization. Like in Scotland, right, John?
Absolutely, yes. Sir Courtney, I can invite you to Bangladesh. You will see what is hospitality to do.
Yes.
I got an email. I that little thing that was out about on Valentine's Day about love a Rotarian. I posted it, sent it around. I got responses from some women said I tried that, but the wives get mad.
So Courtney, what are you drinking?
Well, I haven't decided as yet. I'm waiting to see how the meeting goes. And then I'll decide if I'll have a single malt with you or if I will have a vodka.
Oh, well, I'm on red wine, so I'll leave the single malt till the meeting's finished.
Right, I might start with a red wine also.
I thought, Courtney, you'd be drinking rum.
No, I'm not a rum.
That was last week.
Rum is
That
for
was last week.
cocktails.
Rum and coconut water, isn't that what they?
Right, that's for cocktail drink.
This is
Oh, cocktail.
this is Courtney's biggest decision of each day is what to have for a drink.
That's right.
Yeah.
Must be nice, Courtney. Must be nice.
It is. It's the life. No life like it. That's the old military, the old armed forces saying, you know.
Well, guys, it's 7 o'clock, so I'd like to get started. And so welcome to everyone and to our third President-elect training seminar. We have three items that we're going to cover tonight. We're going to cover membership, the Rotary Foundation, and public image. And each of those segments has about 25, 30 minutes. And what I'll do is I'll introduce the speaker or speakers for each of the segments. And I would ask you to keep yourself on mute. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box. We have Iosif and John monitoring those. And so at the end of that person's segment, if there are questions, then we can ask those questions at that time. So the first person I would like to introduce is Sonia Choljan. And Sonia is the incoming chair of the district membership committee. And I'm going to turn it over to Sonia to lead us for the next 25 minutes. So welcome, Sonia.
Sorry, I had to take my microphone off mute. Nobody taught me how to do that. Thank you, you guys, for coming for the PETS training for the membership portion of it. Ron, can you please put up my first slide? And I'm going to video out for a minute too while I'm doing this. Okay. I don't see it, Ron.
Ron
You're
is
on
muted.
mute. Okay, there we go. So, membership. Where are we now? So many Rotary membership events focus on attraction, recruitment, and retention. It makes sense because for every member that joins the Rotary, it seems that there's another member walking out that door. So we need to look at the long-term attraction, recruitment, and retention because they are important parts of successfully growing a Rotary Club. For the simple fact that new membership gains can quickly be wiped out by non-engaged members who choose to leave. Ron, slide 2, please. So as you guys can see, in July of 2020, we had 1,872 members. In January of 2021, we had 1,878 members. Doesn't really say a lot about the growth, but it's growth at that. So the most recent report from RI says that in District 7070, we are ranked 3rd out of 21 districts in Zone 28. Ron, can we go to 3, please? So right now, this slide here is looking at attrition. And it's not enough to say our Rotary clubs have increased in membership, because we are bringing members into our club. But as you can see by this chart here, within the first 3 years, we're losing 49%. So almost 50%, you could say. So we need to ask ourselves, are we engaging our members? Are we connecting our members with each other? Are we delivering on the experience that we promised our members? Are we enabling our members to learn about the club and about Rotary? Because when people connect with Rotary, their potential to make a difference in the world grows exponentially. And that gives them a network of over 1.2 million people of action from all over the world who share the common goal of improving people's lives. Slide 4, Ron, please. So when we talk about membership, it often results in a focus on adding new members to the club and overlooks the importance of delivering an engaging experience for our current members. So retaining our existing members, it remains both a challenge and an opportunity. You can see here from July 1st, 2015 to June 30th, 2020, we lost 1,432 members. That puts our attrition rate, so our retention rate, at about 76%. The next one, Ron. So as the incoming chair of the district membership team, I have goals. I would like to see us attract and recruit members of all diversities, ages, and demographics, as well as retention. Because as we all know, our members are our greatest asset. They are a diverse group of leaders who share the drive to serve their communities. So we're going to, the next one, Ron, we're going to break out into breakout sessions. And in this breakout session, I would like you guys to focus on 2 questions. So the RI president of 2122, Shekar Mether, his focus is each one, bring one. So what strategies does your club use to attract and recruit members of all ages, diversities, and demographics? And then how can they be improved? And the second question I would like you to look at is, what retention strategies do your clubs use? And how can they be improved? So you're going to be put into your breakout sessions. You're going to have 15 minutes. And I would like you guys to assign a recorder who will actually bring back a couple of your most important points after 15 minutes. And then they can also send the information to Beth, and she will have it recorded at the same time. So if we can go to breakout rooms, Ron, please. You're on mute, Ron.
Yeah, Mark, I'm having trouble going to breakout.
What do you see on the screen? Yeah, you see the breakout rooms?
Okay.
Ron, do you see the breakout room icon?
Yeah, I'm hitting that, and I'm getting an interesting message. Can I make you the co-host?
Yeah, let me see. I don't know how Charles is setting up. Last time we actually had to.
It's still set up the same way. There's still the 5 regions.
It says it's in progress, which suggests that it's actually trying to do something. Are you seeing people drop off?
Nope.
Yeah, so this happened last time. I mean, it looks like he's set it up to break out based on how he set it up, and it shows that it's in progress. But you're right, I don't see anybody dropping off. So last time we had to manually sign individuals to specific rooms.
So why don't we just let it
Hold on a sec.
arbitrarily? kick
Are you
everybody-
sure nobody's dropping off? Because I'm seeing. No, it still looks like there's 50 people in the room. So
Yep.
do you want to just do it arbitrarily?
Yeah, let's just send everybody out to 5 rooms.
Actually, it seems to be working.
Okay.
Is Beth, are you on the call, Beth? Beth, Daryl, Jan, Kim, Kimberly, and Trudy, are you still here? If not, you're in a room, which is a good thing. Jay Cannings and Nisi, are you on the line or on the? Okay, it looks like it's working. It's just taking a very long time. So, so it really is in progress.
Ron, you have these questions posted in the breakout rooms?
Not yet.
Okay, but when we get there?
Yep.
Thank you.
I didn't get sent to a breakout room, so.
I don't think anybody has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, so.
Can
so
anybody hear me?
I guess they are online here. Okay, I'm going to, no, this, Beth, are you online?
Can anybody hear me in there?
Yes,
Yeah.
Tony, we can hear you.
Oh, thank God. I
Hear you.
wasn't sure. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, Mark, I'm still showing 51 as unassigned.
Okay,
Can we just answer the questions as the group right now instead of?
So can we assign somebody to take the notes?
okay. So I see a bunch of people here. Actually, looks like somebody closed the room, so they're coming
I
back.
just closed them, so they're all coming back.
Okay, so if we have, how many participants do we have?
54.
So if we go around and I will ask them, you know, if you hear that somebody is repeating your comment, then that's good. Can we have somebody like Mary Lou? I know you're on there. Are you able to record? Where is she? Is she on?
I'll try and do that, Sonia.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob.
I'll find a pen here. Good, good.
Well,
I'm ready.
the entire session is being recorded, so you will have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, go ahead, Sonia.
Mary Lou. All
Hello.
right. So I am going to go. So Ron, you know the names of the presidents. I'm not sure who the, oh, where are we going? Okay. So here are the questions. So what strategies does your club use to attract and recruit members of all ages, diversities, and demographics, sorry, and how can these be improved? So can we go around and speak up, or do we have each president say something, or?
I'd really like to hear what Peter Hernandez has to say, because I think the Oshawa Club has done an amazing job with its diversity and with its membership growth. And there's a couple of things that we could probably share.
And Sonia, I think the whole role of the reporter was to report for the group as opposed to each president reporting.
No, I didn't want each president to report, Beth, but thank you. I just wanted this whole conversation recorded, but it's recording right now, so we'll get it. Thank you. All right, so we'll start with Peter. Peter Hernandez, can you answer?
Can I? Thank you very much, Ron. I really appreciate that, and it's a beautiful night tonight. It's great to see so many Rotarians on this call. And if I were, and here I am coming in as the president-elect, and I wish that perhaps I had sat the last couple years on the membership committee that oversees this for our club. They are a unique group. They meet several times a month. And with regards to the specific strategy, I couldn't pinpoint it if I wanted to. So I'm not going to make it up for you, but I do see that our club is attracting a diverse group. And when I say diverse, I mean there seems to be this great balance between genders, male, women. There's all kinds of diversity with regards to ethnicity going on there. But once again, I'm not sure. This is obviously a part of a strategy, a written strategy. Have I seen it? No, I haven't. But I've seen it implemented in the new recruits that we are having come through the door on a monthly basis with new members.
And Peter, and how are you keeping them there? How are you retaining them once they get in there? That not just the new members, but your existing members.
Yeah, you know what? With regards, it's two different strategies really. For newer members, it's quickly engaging them. Apart from obviously the orientation of this is what our club is, it's quickly assigning a more experienced member, not to mentor them, but to be there to coach them along or to advise them or inform them of more about the club. But it's also engaging them early to join a committee, to take on a role, even if it's a minor role, just letting them know that there are these roles available, whether it's a meeting role, whether it's a role in helping find a guest speaker, whether it's a role in coordinating a fundraising event. It's getting them engaged early and making sure they're on committees and taking part. But the other important part is trying to dig a little bit deeper and find out why they got into Rotary in the first place. Because it's important that everybody do Rotary their own way, and everybody has different reasons for joining Rotary. So by having someone have that conversation with them, and maybe their thing is event management, so then you put them on a team where they can coordinate an event. Maybe their thing is public speaking, so you give them a forum where they're able to introduce guests. So it's the way to retain these newer members is to connect in to what brought them in the door in the first place and get them to engage early.
Peter, if I can ask you, if you could give me a constructive criticism on what your club is doing, what would that be? That what needs to be improved, but in a constructive way?
Yeah, definitely. Right now, due to COVID, we're meeting on Zoom, like we all are. So we're meeting on Zoom, and what I'm realizing and recognizing quickly is that since we've started meeting on Zoom, there's lots of regular members that are I'm no longer seeing their faces on a weekly basis or even every week. So some of them are dropping off. So constructive criticism is we need to put something in place to be reaching out to those members that during face-to-face meetings, we're coming out for the lunches or the dinners, but now they're not coming out on Zoom. So a structure has to be almost like, I don't know if it's a buddy system or a call-on system, just to check in with them, because maybe it's just a technology thing, or maybe this is just no longer, they've lost their mojo because technology is different than face-to-face communication.
Okay, so I'm going to cut you off now, and then I'm going to go to Brenda. Brenda Hellier, can you answer the same questions? Not Bob, Ron, you went to the wrong, thank you. Can you answer the same questions, Brenda?
For getting new members, we are still, again, I don't know, I'm not part of the membership committee, but I was part of the rejuvenation committee, and that's part of inviting new members. We have a few welcome wagon venues that we used to be able to drop in by and meet newcomers that way. The county's a fairly small demographic, which we share with Wellington. But retaining is definitely just engage them, find out what they like to do, where their interests lie, and if we're not doing anything, then tell them to, start another committee and get people going on something that they're interested in.
And is your club having, and can you please just tell me where your club is from and where you are, well, like which club you are, and that's for everybody when you speak, please. And are you finding that you have any problems with retention? Keeping your new members and or your existing members?
Not sure about retention. I know we haven't, there's quite a few that are not keen on Zoom, and so we haven't seen them for a while. The board of directors divided up all of the club members, and we phone them on a monthly basis to make sure how they're doing. And that's one way of retaining them. Sorry, and I'm from the Rotary Club of Picton.
Thank you very much.
So Brenda, and Sonia, it's Bob here. And the answer to your question is none of our clubs are growing. You showed us that 1,800 member numbers for the period. And the membership committee did a lot of study about numbers, and no club is growing in leaps and bounds. They're all sort of maintaining would be the word.
Okay, thank you, Bob. I'm looking at the chat at the same time, so I'm just going to pull a name off of this. Korshed, is that proper?
Yes, that's correct.
Can you put in what you were saying on the chat as well and add to these questions, please?
Okay, thank you, Sonia. I already put the information on the chat box. This is, we are from Rotary Club of Toronto Danforth. So still we have the 46 members in our club. What we do in every virtual meeting, we try to engage every members to say something. We notice that some members sitting in the meeting, but if they don't get any chance to talk, they feel embraced. So what we are doing, every member is participate in any discussion. And also we are taking different events like different projects. We engage the members rotationally. Just we make sure that every member should take the role in every events. So in that way, the members get encouraged. They already feel good that, okay, club respect me, club give me the chance to talk, club, my idea, club give me the, that means respect. Everybody knows that Rotary Club of Toronto Danforth respecting each of the members. So this is very important to the members. And also, yeah, that is important. And another, if I don't get the chance later on, but how we attract our members, we are using, I think district already knows, we are strongly use the social media over here. The people knows about our Rotary Club. So we engaging the new members coming through getting the information by our Facebook, our social media, and our local community papers, newspapers, like that way. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to call on Edith now. Edith?
Yes, hi. Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I put something in the chat though. My concern is just, okay, sorry, let me answer the question. How we recruit members is we recruit by introduction. So like I was recruited by a friend. So I joined, I was actually in another club, then I moved to the main Scarborough club, then I moved to the Bluffs because I had more friends there. They were meeting closer to my house and less frequently, or rather they were meeting early in the morning rather than in the evening or lunchtime. So for the times of meetings and how you connect in the community matters, but my concern is just that we need to talk about the benefits of Rotary more, especially to new members, other than emphasizing just on fundraising and driving people. And like if you are not bringing fundraising ideas on the table, or if you are not participating in fundraising, then you feel like, or you are made to feel like you are not doing much. shouldn't just be all about money, money, money. It should be about how the benefits of Rotary in general and locally, internationally, that will help. So I don't know, when my time comes, I'll try to see how best to retain members by having diverse ideas to talk about, diverse areas to explore, and how to engage people so that like somebody said, I think the previous speaker said, when people are talking, especially if it's a large group, that some people's voices are not heard, or you are not given a chance to speak, or if you speak something, it gets like it's not valued until somebody else repeats the same thing, and then you are surprised, or you thought maybe it was a bad idea. So a way of I'll not put this, but equality, as diverse as we are, when we are at a table like this one, we should respect each other's views, engage each other, make sure nobody's being left behind, and nobody's idea is being looked down upon, because all ideas will matter at the end of the day. Somebody will benefit from something that somebody says.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you for sharing. John, you wanted to say something, John Burns?
Yes. Club I'm from is Bowmanville. Our numbers have been relatively stable. We've lost some. I mean, we even had members who were 70 years a member. And some die and some move away. We have been attracting new members. I think mainly because we have a higher public profile than we ever did. The issue really is retention. And a number of years ago, Gord Wallace, AG Gord Wallace, introduced a rookie committee. Every new member goes on a committee, but we have a separate committee called the Rookie Committee, and for the first 2 years, they're on it. What do? They have one experienced Rotarian on the committee to chair it, and they are given $10,000. Their decision on how they want to spend it. They sometimes come up with things that are off the wall, but immediately they're involved. Not only are they involved, they have control of spending our funds. I think that would be a good way to keep new members. Okay.
Okay, Sonia.
Yes.
I recognize that the time is up for the membership discussion. There's quite a bit of information that is in the chat box from a number of people who have talked about strategies that they have been using. So that's great to know. Maybe we can make sure that you get the recording of the chat box, and you can consolidate that information for us, and then we can forward it to all the president-elects.
That sounds good. Yeah.
So I want to thank you for your presentation.
Okay.
Tonight, are there a couple of wrap-up slides you have, and then I'm going to move on to the Rotary Foundation?
Yes, there is. Hold on 2 seconds. So just to wrap up, it's unfortunate that the breakout rooms did not work, but with all the information that I will hand out to you guys, and if there's questions later, you can contact any one of us on the membership team. But I would like to see, in collaboration with the assistant governors and you, the incoming club presidents, for the district membership committee, like a district of 7070, to help achieve 1.3 million Rotarians by July 1st, 2022. And I would also like to see us increase our membership in our existing clubs and perhaps form 2 new Rotary clubs in the 21-22 year. We can't let our membership slip through the cracks, because each person has new perspectives and new experiences, as well as our members that have been involved. So thank you for coming out. And again, if there's any questions or anything like that, please contact the membership team.
Great. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you very much. And we'll look forward to your your report from what's in the chat that we can share with everybody, because I just was looking at the chat, and there's some really good strategies in there that didn't get to be shared verbally with the whole group. So thanks very much. I just want to remind everybody, so let's give Sonia a round of applause. Thank you very much, Sonia. And just want to remind people, when we use the breakout room feature, please make sure that you click on join the group. And if you have questions, make sure you put them in the chat, okay? So now we have, we're going to move on to the Rotary Foundation. And we have Bob Wallace, Past District Governor Bob Wallace, and District Governor Mark Chipman, who are going to speak to us about the Rotary Foundation till about a little before 8.
Thanks, Beth. And the good news is that I'm not using breakout rooms. So Ron, if you can put that first slide up, that'd be great. Okay, so I'm glad the opportunity to talk to the president-elects in the district, and I'm the chair of the foundation committee for the district, and we have several members of the committee that are active in different roles. So we'll go to the next slide, Ron, and we'll talk very quickly that. Are you there, Ron? This is not looking very well so far.
Slide number 2?
Yeah.
That's there.
No, I just got slide 1 on the screen. Anyway, the slide 2 is the mission of the Rotary Foundation is doing good in the world. So the next slide, Ron. Next one. Next one. Yes. Okay. So one thing to start off with is the Rotary Foundation. Without it, we would not have Rotary wouldn't exist, I don't think. And other people have taken notice of that. And Charity Navigator is one of the organizations that looks at charities and the donations and how they're managed and what projects they fund. And Rotary has been given the 4-star rating for many years, and that's the highest rating you can get from Charity Navigator. So it's your money's in good hands. Next slide, Ron. Okay, so tonight we want to touch on very quickly. We touched last week on a little bit on the 7 areas of focus of the foundation, and we'll get into that a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about understanding how your club can benefit from either district grants or global grants, and we're going to talk about what those are. Best practices of clubs that grow membership support for the Rotary Foundation. Understanding your historical club contribution. Past District Governor Beth gave you some homework last week to have a look at your annual fund and polio fundraising reports, and I hope you've had a look at those, but we'll look at them in shortly. And understand the information available and the district resources to help educate your members on the foundation goals and accomplishments. So next slide, Ron, please. As I said, the motto or the saying of the Rotary Foundation is doing good in the world. And Rotary's mission statement, Rotary Foundation's mission, is to enable Rotarians to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace through the improvement of health, supportive education, and alleviation of poverty, is Rotary's mission statement. So let's go to the next slide. And on this slide, I've listed all of the 7 areas of focus. So promoting peace, fighting disease, providing clean water, saving mothers and children, supporting education and literacy, growing local economies, and our newest one is the environment. These are important for global grants because when you apply for a global grant, it has to fit into one or more of these areas of focus. And it's hard to think of projects that don't fit into a couple of them. Next slide, Ron. So I'm going to ask, what is the difference between the Rotary Foundation and other charitable foundations? And by far the biggest difference and the main difference is that the Rotary Foundation is our money. We donate to our foundation. But then the big difference kicks in, and that is we get to spend the money. I'm going to show you how that works as well. But it's our money goes in, and it's our money that we get to spend. So next slide, Ron. So Rotary's vision statement, this is not the Rotary Foundation, and this is a couple of years old, but relatively new and very applicable to Rotary and the Foundation. Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities and in ourselves. And we are all people of action. So we want to have change occur, and this is one of the ways we do it is funding through the foundation. So this little table I've got to show you is what happens with your money when you give it to in this case, the annual fund. So you can donate to the foundation annual fund is one place it can go. So your contributions at the top go to the TRF and are held for that 3-year period by the Rotary Foundation. At that end of 3 years, it's split into 2 pots of 50-50. And 150% comes to the district you've probably heard the term DDF, district designated funds. And generally the district splits it again in half. And we use half of it for what we call district grants and half of it for global grants. So a global grant is made up of a portion of DDF and a club donation, whatever the club has put together for the particular project. The global grant is the same 2 things, but it will attract some from that other 50% on the right side called the World Fund. So it will attract some matching monies from the World Fund. So if you look at your contributions at the top, they come down to the bottom, and it's a grant that you as a club, you as Rotarians get to decide how that money's spent. So if you go from the top to the bottom or the bottom of the top, it's all about your individual contributions to the foundation. And the more you contribute to the foundation, the more we have available for grants. Okay, next slide, please, Ron. Anybody got any questions? Fire them into the chat room. So, grants from the foundation, and this is kind of describes it a little bit more detail, but what happens is a Rotarian sees a need in a community and creates a solution. So that's where a grant starts. It's an individual Rotarian decides, I think I can do something here, and creates a solution. Then that person approaches their individual Rotary Club to get support for that particular idea, whether it's a community project or an international project. Once the Rotarians agree, then you can go ahead and execute the project, and you can ask for Rotary funds to fund the project, whether it be district monies or whether it be DDF or whether it comes from the World Fund. So it all starts with us as individuals having an idea of something we could do. And that's how grants are initiated. Next slide, Ron. So grants from the Rotary Foundation are initiated and directed by Rotarians, Rotary clubs, and Rotary districts. We don't, all of ours are initiated by Rotarians / Rotary clubs. We don't, the district administers the paperwork of the applications, but we don't actually initiate any projects. It all comes from individual clubs. The biggest thing about the Rotary Foundation is, as I said earlier, you know where your contributions are going. They're all Rotarians involved at all aspects of it. So and Charity Navigator has helped us with that, but monitoring the project. Rotary requires reporting requirements so that we know how the monies are spent. Clubs and district available funding is based on the club members' contribution. So if we go back to that top line, your contributions, that determines the amount of money available for clubs and districts to do projects. There are two kinds of grants available, district grants and global grants, which I've described a little bit already, the differences. District grants are, I guess I'll go to the next slide, Ron. District grants are usually smaller in size. Global grants are a minimum of $30,000 US. And okay, how are district grants funded by Rotarians' contributions? I talked about that already, but keep in mind that as for you as president-elects, district grants for your term will probably be made. Our deadline for our district grant applications is May 31st to get them in. So it may have happened already for your particular, or coming up in May for your particular club on a project. They are awarded by, or to your club by the District Grants Committee. And most of the grants that are, the grants committee that I'm involved in are administered and accepted. There's very few get turned down other than if we run out of money, run out of DDF. So for a district grant, you apply, there's a document online on the district website on how to apply for a district grant. And if you're applying for a global grant, that's all done online through My Rotary. Next slide, Ron. So district grants, as I said, are simple, flexible, small, short-term. They are awarded annual by the district and administered by the district. So there are small-scale projects. So if you want to do a playground, an accessible playground in your community, or in this past year, we've did a lot of district grants to help with COVID-related projects in our communities. So those are what we call district grants. Next slide, Ron. Requirements. Don't go and do the project and then apply for the money. Apply for the money and then start the project after receiving the grant. You have to provide project reports, including the use of the funds, and receipts for expenditures. So there's some documentation required, which are just common sense and the proper way to do something that we know where the monies went. Next slide, Ron. Global grants are different. They're longer term generally in partnership with other clubs and districts in other countries. As I said earlier, they have to align with one or more of the areas of focus. It has to match those. You have active Rotarian participation in another country where the receiving Rotary Club is. $30,000 US is the minimum Rotary global grant size. Keyword is sustainable. Most of the grant applications that we see that come back from Rotary for more information are sustainability. We've had experience with projects where we go in and install a well and a pump for water, and then find out there's no parts for the pump, or nobody knows how to repair it when it needs repair. So sustainability is a huge portion of a global grant application. Next one, Ron. And this is some homework for all of you president-elects to do, and that is to promote the foundation in your club. And that's a couple of things to do. Identify a committed member as a foundation chair for your club. Have committee members, have an active committee in your club to talk about and support the foundation with your club members. Lead by example. Attend and encourage attendance at the district foundation seminars, which will be coming up. And the other part is that we do have, each club has to qualify in order to get grants. And they, the qualification is online. There's 3 quizzes, or 3 modules and 3 quizzes. that you have to go through. You can do it on your own, and they go to Lars Hendrickson, who gives you a pass or fail, and or gets his big red pen out. And but Lars is pretty good at helping you through those things. Lead by example. Personally contribute and encourage your board of directors to do likewise, to contribute to the Rotary Foundation. Next one, Ron, please. Promote. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Promote contributions from your club members. There's lots of reports that I can get for you, or you can get on your own, that show you your club members' contributions, when they last contributed, and things like that to the Rotary Foundation. Focus on getting members to become sustaining members, which is to sign up in Rotary Direct to donate $100 a year. You get, when you donate, you get, as I say, you get your Air Miles points with Paul Harris Fellows to be able to recognize somebody else with a Paul Harris Fellow. Rotary Direct is far the easiest way. Comes out of your bank or a credit card. You don't even know it's gone, and it's a great way that you don't have to remember to donate to the foundation. It's a easy way to do it. And also, from your plan educational talks, meetings around in your club, especially in November when is Foundation Month. I'm available to come to speak at your club or online. I'm doing several of them right now. And any of the other members of the committee, Ted or Lars or Dr. Bob, or any of them, are available to talk about the Rotary Foundation with your club, to encourage participation. Lots of resources are available for your support. Here's one, and we are first year in I don't know how many years. We've got every club has set a goal in Rotary Foundation, or sorry, Rotary Club Central for Foundation, both the annual fund and their polio contributions. And there's, as I said, there's reports available to talk about contributions and for your club and monthly contributions. Going through this pretty quickly. Next slide, Ron, please. There's lots of different recognition levels for donor recognition levels. Paul Harris Fellow, sustaining member, Paul Harris Society, multiple Paul Harrises, major donors, and we've got people in all these categories, including the Arch Clump Society, which is starts at $250,000. So you gradually can progress with your donations, but something to keep in mind with clubs is the foundation recognizes all donations. Next one, Ron, please. The foundation also recognizes individual clubs. So those that have 100% donations to the club, everybody gives something. So EREY, you've probably heard of that down in the middle there. Every Rotarian every year. It doesn't say every club. It says every Rotarian contributes something to the Rotary Foundation. We have a lot of, in our district, clubs that do a fundraiser for the Rotary Foundation. Great thing to do, but that doesn't necessarily mean every club or every member Rotarian has contributed. Next slide, Ron, please. Major donors, there's one of the easiest ways to become a donor to the foundation is a benefactor, and that is you just write a codicil to your will that says, when I die, I'll give $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation. And there's also the Bequest Society. So lots of different ways of doing it. Now I'm going to go to the next slide, Ron, which is the club fundraising analysis. This is a really great comprehensive tool that Beth asked you to download and have a look at. So starting with in the top left-hand corner, it shows your, in this case, this is my Port Hope Club. It shows a 5-year trend on our annual goals in the top corner. And then in the middle, it shows how the club has done compared to those goals. So a great way to see how your club is, what your club's goals have been over the period of time, and how you've, where you are currently and what you've done in previous years. Then over on the right, there's total contributions, and those the total contributions there are the total of anybody that's contributed to the annual fund, plus anything that went to polio, plus anything that went to an endowment fund, are why the differences between those. So again, great information you can see on how your club is doing with donations. Per capita, it shows the club per capita versus the average for the district, or the per capita number for the district. So it shows how you rank within the all of the clubs in the district. The next one down shows your membership in the club, so how it's progressed. You can see our particular club is up a little bit, but not drastically. Sustaining members and Paul Harris Society eligible are down at the bottom. So sustaining members, as I said, are $100 a year. Paul Harris Society are $1,000 a year. So this, I hope everybody was able to download this form, this report from My Rotary. It's a great, great tool to show you a lot of different things going on in your particular club. Next slide, Ron. So as I said, goal setting, the annual fund, it's important to set them. You can look at that form that report that we had earlier, and it shows your per capita, it shows total giving. It gives you some background data in order to set a goal for your coming year in the Rotary Foundation Annual Fund. Next one, please. So that's a lot of stuff about the annual fund and projects that are available, district grants and global grants. We can't forget about polio. So this is a picture of me in India when I was district governor, and I think that baby was about 3 weeks old. So the other place you can donate is to the polio fund. So the next slide, Ron. This next slide is the other report that Beth asked you to have a look at. And what this report shows you, in this case, I looked at all of the clubs, but it shows the annual polio goal and the percentage of where your club is, and prior year, and kind of a whole bunch of data all around your polio donations. A really great report to see how you're doing, and with respect to your goals, as well as respect to how other clubs are doing it. Not that we should compare ourselves to other clubs, but it's a great report to show how your club is doing with donations to the Rotary Foundation Polio Eradication Fund. Most Rotary International will give you a banner and has asked clubs to set a goal of $1,500 US for polio this year, the same as last year. And the reason for the $1,500 is, you can go to the next slide. I'm talking about it already, Ron. In order to get the full match of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation monies, if each club attained a goal of $1,500 US, we would get the maximum match from the Gates Foundation. So again, when you're setting goals, look at your club history on that previous report, and club membership, as well as the $1,500. Next one, Ron, please. The next slide talks about resources. So your district Rotary Foundation chair is me, and we have a great committee that it looks after all of these things that I've been talking about. We will have a foundation seminar coming up shortly. Lars is working on it. The same thing, we'll have a district grant seminar, the same as we did last year. Both of those are in the planning stages. District governors, assistant governors, Rotary Regional Foundation coordinator, that's in our case, Bob Palmetier from the Guelph area. And we got a great staff of people at Rotary World Headquarters. But your first ask a question would be to me as the committee, and then I can direct you to others if I can't answer. Next slide, please. So there's lots of resources out there available for as well for Rotary Foundation. the foundation reference guide that you can download, and lots of things, the e-learning modules in the Learning Center, foundation basics, and there's a lot of information on each individual area of focus. So important for choosing a grant. The other thing to keep in mind with the area of focus is we've got Richard Mulwiney and his team are resources to help you with projects within those 7 areas of focus. And I have come to the end of my part. The next slide is just a thank you, and we'll look at questions, but I'll turn it over to District Governor Mark now for some examples of projects.
All right, thanks, Bob. So Bob talked about the importance of giving to the foundation, how to give in various means and ways to give to the foundation, talked about the grant process, conditions and criteria for successful grants. I'm going to talk about the fun part of the Rotary Foundation and the fact that there is money spent and it goes to some amazing causes around the world. I just checked out the Rotary.org site, and the last the stats for I received was from 2018. I couldn't find more recent stats, but 2018, the foundation awarded $86 million in funding to with 1,306 grants during the fiscal year 2018. And there's the 6 areas of focus at the time. 35 million was given to preventing disease, 18 million providing clean water, 11 million for supporting education, 11 for growing local economies, 7 million for saving mothers and children, and promoting peace, 3.5 million. And since it was founded more than 100 years ago, the foundation has spent more than 4 billion on changing sustainable projects around the world. Now, in terms of our district, so every year, as Bob mentioned, money is submitted to the foundation from our district members that vests for 3 years, and we get money back from the district in the form of district designated funds. So this particular year, we received 127,000 US in DDF. We had a little bit of a balance from last year, so we have 251,000 US in DDF sitting in our accounts. The first district grant that was approved this year, and many clubs benefited from this district grant. 35 clubs received funds for COVID-related initiatives. Money also went to portable anesthetic machines, and you see in brackets there those clubs that were part of that initiative. All ability swings in the Kennedy Park in Campbellford, bursary for high school students, rainwater collection drip irrigation systems in Uganda, irrigation water to a town in Lebanon. For Egyptian community, there's alternative ways to earn a living for many people in refugee areas, along with 20 sewing machines. We provided permanent water supply to the village in Laos, to a couple villages in Laos, biosand water filters for towns in the Dominican, and Phillips House and Maddie's Healing Garden at the North York General Hospital. So some amazing causes that $72,000 went to. And we also have global grants. So what I'm going to show you are the grants that our district or clubs in the district are leading on or are participating in. And here's the ones that we're leading the grant process on. So we have one there for the replacement equipment in the pediatric ward for hospital in Beirut, an African Rotary Community Mediation project, project to purchase equipment for a breast cancer diagnostic device in Serbia, a toilet block for girls in rural India, a peaceful society for families and children for refugees in Turkey, a project to evaluate the health situation for garbage workers in Brazil. And just noted there that that's Brighton's first global grant project that they've ever submitted with 4 other clubs in the district. And Toronto Sunrise is submitted a request for a global grant for COVID PPE for nursing homes and hospitals. Now, we're also participating in several other global grant applications by other districts around the world. Water filters, purchasing equipment for children with malnutrition in the Ivory Coast, water system in Malawi, maternity hospital upgrades in Armenia, healthcare in Tanzania, dialysis ward in Karachi, life-saving surgeries in children with heart defects in Shanghai, Polio Plus, the Rohingya Refugee Initiative, Rotary Hands Across the Water Program, and the Guatemala Literacy Project. So many of these are in the process right now, but you can see that there's so many great initiatives that are benefiting from the money that we give to the foundation. So we give and we get, and you can always make the case that you're not actually providing or digging the water systems in places like Laos or Dominican Republic, but your money is doing that for you. So this is the fun part of our Rotary Foundation money. It's going to so many great causes. And I'm just going to show you quickly, that's all I have on my part, but I just want to show you quickly on the Rotary website. So if you go to our Rotary District website here, rotary7070.org, and you go down to the right-hand section, Bob is talking about the areas where you go through the various quizzes to qualify to request a grant. So there's the module 1, 2, and 3. And there's the district grant report for 2020. I think that was another question in the chat room. So all that information is here on our district website.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you, Bob and Mark. I've been looking at the chat box, and similar to Sonia, I'm going to ask if Iosif would send you what's in the chat box, and if you and Bob could look at what's there and maybe consolidate and provide some responses. There was a request for all of the slides. So if we can, I think Ron has those. So maybe what we can do, Ron, is we can send that out to everybody who's in attendance tonight, and perhaps for those president-elects who couldn't make it tonight, so that they have a full set of slides. I think some people found that there was some valuable information and that they could use it at their own club level. So thank you, Mark and Bob. And now we're going to introduce past District Governor Mary Lou Harrison, and she's going to talk about public image. Over to you, Mary Lou.
Thank you, Beth. So I want to start with thank you. Thank you to all of you for stepping up to be presidents of your club in the 2021-2022 year. That's fantastic. I'm giving you a round of applause. And I would like you to put your hands in the air and just wiggle a little bit, because you've been sitting for a long time. Just shake everything out. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Very good. Random dance party with hands. I love it. All righty. I'm going to switch over. I have a few slides. And then if it's possible, partway through my slides, we're going to assign random breakout rooms for 5 minutes. If someone can do that. And if we can't, we will do a combination of put up your hand and say something or throw it in the chat. So I am going to share my screen right now. Hold on. All righty, let's go here. And let's start this over here. All righty. Okay, there we go. So there we go. When we talk about public image and Rotary, we're talking about our brand. And we all have brands we love. You might love Starbucks, you might love McDonald's, you might love Nike, whatever. But we love the Rotary brand. So I want to talk just a little bit about knowing the brand, being the brand, and sharing the brand. So knowing the brand. This is the question we get asked all the time, I hope. Sometimes we get asked it. Anyways, what is Rotary? And I think it was Bob already read us Rotary's vision statement. So I've got it here and I won't read it again. But what I will read you are the words that are bigger than the rest. Together, people create change. This is what we do as Rotarians. We have lots of things about Rotary that might change from year to year, but this is our vision statement. This is what our strategic plan as an organization is based on. Know this, be this. Together, people create change. All right. So a little word about annual themes and confusion for brand. It took me partway through my year as district governor to figure out how you're supposed to use the annual theme. So the annual theme for your year as president is serve to change lives. It's inspiring. You can do lots with this. But this is not a public facing logo. This is to inspire your clubs, your teams, your committees, right? For the district governor for Ron to inspire you all as leaders. But it's not for public consumption. Public consumption, please use the Rotary brand. You can go into the brand center, use the logo, the wheel with the word Rotary, not this. All right. When we get to who is Rotary, I always find it useful to remind ourselves about what the RI Constitution says about who Rotarians are, because we don't all use this definition. And I was surprised when I found it. So there's a lot of text there, and I'm just going to read it to you. Close your eyes and think in your mind, can you think of somebody who would fit this image? Adult persons who demonstrate good character, integrity, and leadership, possess good reputation within their business, profession, occupation, and/or community, and are willing to serve in their community and or around the world, and having their place of business or residence located in the locality of the club or surrounding area. And you might be asking yourself, what does this have to do with public image? But it has a lot to do with public image, because often when people come to those of us who are working in Rotary Public Image, they say, we need to improve our public image so that we can get members, right, Sonia, right? Improve public image, get members. Improve public image, get more money for projects. Improve public image, have more partners for the things we want to do. So if we know who can join, I think we can open things up a little bit in terms of who we think might be eligible to be a member. Gone are the days where you had to be a manager or a certain kind of professional. Gone are the days where you couldn't have 2 lawyers or 2 teachers in the same club. The definition of membership is broader than we think it is. And when we're being the brand, if we're thinking about public image, I want you to ask yourself, does my club, if I look at the members of my club, does my club actually reflect the community that we're in? Or are there people missing from the table? And here, this is a lot of words, and I'm not going to read you any of these words, but I would like you to take them in. It's on the RI website, and this is our diversity, equity, and inclusion statement. It was passed in January of 2019, so just coming up 2 years, by the RI Board of Directors. And we're committing ourselves as an organization to reflect our communities. So we will increase our public image if we actually reflect the communities we live in and work in and serve in and help in. And I'd like to say, I'm sure many of you know, you do not have to figure this out for yourself, because in our district, we have a fantastic diversity, equity, and inclusion committee full of people who want to help you with this. All right, and then it comes to share the brand. How do we share the brand? If you can see, there's lots of ways, and you can see I have a Rotary shirt on all of my meetings, work meetings, whatever, I use a Rotary mug. I make sure to put the logo out. Like to say this came from the Rotary Club of Toronto, Toronto Danforth. I use it every day. And when I'm out shopping, right? Here's me being the brand. This is from the Rotary Club of Toronto West, my mask. And if you're looking to create some high quality brochures, if you're looking to make sure that the logo for your club matches our brand, this is the place to do it. It's in My Rotary, so www.rotary.org, My Rotary. This is the Rotary Brand Center. All kinds of super simple tools here for helping you get the job done. How to share. Keep it super simple. Especially these days, everyone is inundated with information. It's coming at us from all directions. We're spending a lot of time on the computer, a lot of time on our screens and devices. So it's hard to get a message through. So your message has to be Super simple. People can ask follow-up questions. Get them a teaser. Give them a few words and leave them wanting more. So this is what I'd like us to try. If it's possible to throw us all into breakouts, 5 minutes, 5 words. So the thought here is we're going to have 5 minutes in a breakout room. You're going to come up with 5 words or fewer to describe Rotary. What happens in Rotary? For example, we're feeding people. We teach people. Like that's 3 words. So 3 to 5 words. And then when we come back, we'll have you toss some of the things that you came up with into the chat. Yeah, does that make sense? All right, so I don't know who is the Zoom master. Is that you, Ron? Can you throw us into random sessions? Excellent, thank you. Remember to click join. All right, welcome back, everybody. So I'm going to ask if you could put your 3 to 5 words that you came up with in the chat, and that way we will have a record of your brilliance, and everyone can do some R&D, which stands for rip off and duplicate. So because you all had brilliant ideas, and why recreate something that someone else has already come up with? All right, and we're just waiting for Ron. Can you give me a sense when you think we have everybody back? Do we have everyone back? Yeah, and like watch the chat. This is awesome.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's back.
Awesome. Just take a little moment and see what's coming up in the chat here. Inclusive for friendship. We are all humans, giving a helping hand, committed people who improve lives, local leaders serving the world. I'm going to use that. Thanks, Peter. Greatest gift is your time. Yes, yes. Too many people think they have to have a very well-padded checkbook to be a Rotarian.
So Mary Lou, our group had a very innovative response to your task. And Larry
Okay,
Watmore,
awesome.
And
Let's
Larry
hear it.
Larry Watmore is going to report.
All right, go Larry.
I actually just put it in the chat box. We came up with 6 words. There were 6 of us in the group. Some were nouns, some were verbs, some were adjectives. And we were able to knit them together into a single sentence. So we said people having fun. So people having fun, doing service to improve, to provide social good, to improve lives in communities.
I like it. That's fantastic. Sometimes we can spend a lot of time trying to figure out the perfect words, but you guys did this in a really short period of time, and I love it. So this is a little exercise you could actually take back and do in your clubs. In the breakout session I was in, I was saying to the president-elect, this is a lot. Like, you guys are probably overwhelmed. I remember being overwhelmed, lots to know. Oh my goodness, I have to know everything about public image and everything about membership and everything about foundation. You don't, because you have a whole club there. So maybe, you know, take some time in a Zoom meeting and do it in breakout sessions like we just did, and then have people put their answers in the chat. Because when we share, we can all benefit from everyone's creativity and passion and insights. It's also a great way to get input from introverts, because some of us will just put us in a room and we'll just start talking, and others of us have great ideas and share more easily in the written word.
Mary Lou, can I just add that there's been a lot of, I've been involved in a lot of stuff on Facebook, and that is when we talk about the Rotary brand and the master brand, is that asking clubs to look at all of the things they're publishing, paperwork, media, all those, and make sure you're using the correct brand. We've got so many things that I see come across my email and Facebook that have got the old brand on it, and we've been at it for 8 years. Let's get on with the correct brand. You don't see Nike and Ford and McDonald's changing their brand all the time. So we need to be consistent.
Totally great point. And if you do not have a club logo that has the master brand in it, you can create it in 5 minutes online in the brand center.
Oh, easy.
It's super easy. And this is the point I was also trying to get at. It's wonderful that we have annual themes. You know, they can be used for motivation. I use Be the Inspiration in 1819 to try to motivate folks, but it's not for your external audience, right? Use your club's logo. That is consistent. Make sure it's accurate and true to form for the brand, consistent, and use it on everything. I did have a little look at the Rotary citation goals. So every year there's a Rotary citation, one for Rotary clubs, one for Rotaract clubs, and one for Interact clubs, to see what it said about public image. And it had a number of things that would just be great for you to use as a checklist of things to have a look at. You can look at these now. One is your online presence. And the question is, does your club's online presence accurately reflect its current activities? If you want people to know about you and you have a website, but you go there and the most recent story was from 2 years ago, you will not seem very relevant. Put what you're doing now. Ideally, no check presentation photos. Show what your money is being used for. Also says update website and social media. So make sure that gets updated consistently and constantly. Looking into media stories. Can you get media stories from your club and then use them on your social media platforms? And then here you go, use of official Rotary promotional materials. So in the Rotary Brand Center, there are great resources. If you want to create a brochure, if you want to have a PowerPoint presentation, already branded and ready to go for you. So I think we have a couple of minutes. If folks have questions, you can type them in the chat with a Q. So Q and just type your question in there, or if you want to raise your hand and say them out loud, that's good too. But if you put them in the queue and we don't get to you, then I'll know I've got some follow-up to do. Ron.
Yeah, Mary Lou, I just wanted to mention that I do have the Club Runner app on my phone. So that way I can find all of you good people. But what I did notice when I went to your clubs, and I did go through each one of them, about 1/3 of the clubs in our district have an outdated.
Okay, Ron is frozen, and I think what he's going to say, they have an outdated theme on their Club Runner page.
So don't use the theme on your Club Runner page. Use your club's up-to-date logo, please. Then the next president doesn't have to go and check and change it.
That's a good suggestion, because I would concur with Ron, and you found it, Mary Lou, and probably Mark did as well.
Every year.
Yeah, you go in there and somebody's still using, Suguchi Tanaka's peace logo. And you think, like,
don't use the theme. Don't use the theme on your website. Use your club's logo. People need to get to know your club logo. It's enough that we're trying to let the community know what Rotary is. An annual theme it's not intended for them. Right? It's intended to motivate your folks.
Well, Mary Lou, I'm going to ask that Iosif send you what's in the chat box, and if you want to give us something back, consolidation or some answers to some of those questions, we'll make sure that everybody here tonight gets them.
Fantastic.
But on behalf of the group, I'd like to thank you for giving of your time to talk to us about public image. It was the KISS, right?
It was
the KISS response to public image. So thank you very much.
I just want to say there's an
an
entire public image team in our zone. So if I don't have the answer, I have folks who will help you. So ask. Thanks. Thanks, Beth.
Yeah, that's the message that I had last week is please don't get frustrated or concerned. There's lots of people that can help out answering questions.
So that's a nice lead into my introduction for next week. Next week, we have the Richard Mawhinney and the district leads who are going to talk about the Rotary International Areas of Focus from a District 707 perspective. So they're going to speak to us for about an hour. And then I'm very pleased to tell you that we have RI Director Valerie Wafer, who is actually the incoming RI VP for the year in which you people will be club president. She's going to come and speak to us about being a club president and share her personal experience with us. So we'll see you next week, same time, 7, we'll be done by 8:30. And if you have any questions, make sure that we get them. And thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care, stay well.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Hey, Charles. Oh, you're on mute.